Hello, my name is Sally and I am one of the makeup artists working with Look Fabulous Forever, which is skincare, makeup and hair care, especially designed for the older face like mine. So today what I'd love to show you is a new look for the new year. It's really easy with makeup to get into a rut and to do the same old thing, use the same old colours and the same old products. So what I'd like to do is to share with you a few tips for maybe a new look for you, and maybe some new colour combinations that you might like to try in the new year. I'm going to use some different colour combination on me as well today, so not tried it, so we'll see what we think. The first product that I'm going to use, which I do always use, is Smooth Like Silk Face Prime. Again, if you haven't tried this, it's a game changer. Really important before you put it on to let your skincare sink in and wait a few minutes, do something else. Don't go straight in to the primer. About that much onto my hand. And I just pop this all over. And this just fills in any open pores and lines and means that my foundation will go on better for a start and will last all day. So now I'm going to apply my base. And today I'm going to use a combination of two things. I'm going to use Continuous Cover Foundation in shade 02 mixed with a little bit of Light Look Beauty Balm in shade 01. And again, if you've not ever tried mixing these two, I really recommend it. You can obviously just use the foundation if you want good coverage, and you can just use the Light Look Beauty Balm if you want a very sort of sheer look. For me, I love the way they work together to get a really tailored, personalised texture and colour. So I use my hand as a palette, and I'm going to take about this much foundation and then put a little bit of the Light Look Beauty Balm on, which is a little bit darker, but it's much lighter in texture. And then the secret to this, if you've not tried this, it's great. Tiny little bit of primer into the mix, even though I've put the primer on all over. So now I'm going to use this brush, which is foundation brush number 10, and I'm going to mix them together on my hand, like so. And then I'm going to apply. So I'm going to put it starting in the middle. And then I am using the foundation brush just to buff the product out. So the next thing I'm going to do, which I definitely need to do in the new year, well, every day, is to add some concealer for a little bit of extra help in the areas that need extra help. So the concealer I'm going to use is our Cover to Cover concealer in the shade 02, this one. And I'm going to take my concealer brush number 4. The first thing I desperately need to do is to try and eliminate some of these late nights. So I'm going to, where there is sort of dark bluey bits underneath my eyes, I'm stippling in with the brush and then just using my ring finger a little bit more. And in that little inner V here, it's amazing how a little bit of concealer in here can brighten up your face, because it gets very blue and dark in here as we get older. So concealer can work magic, and this concealer is really lovely and creamy, and it's got tea tree in it too. So other thing I quite like to do, again, new top tip if you haven't tried this, at this stage just put a little bit of concealer around the lips, just a tiny bit, just to make them pop out a little bit more. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to set my base. and I'm going to use the translucent powder. There's only one shade in this because it's translucent, but it's very, very finely milled. So what I'm going to do is to take the big powder brush, number 1, and just dust that over. And that will hold my makeup in place all day. And the other thing I'm going to do is to take, this is the eyeshadow brush number 7. I'm taking a little bit of the powder and just patting it where I put my concealer under the eyes. And if you've put any concealer over any particular small area, this is a good one to do, just a little bit of extra help. I'm going to finish off, I've already used the face prime, I'm going to finish off by using the other 2 primers that Look Fabulous Forever has in the range. And the first one is Smooth Out Eye Prime. Now, again, this could be a game changer for you. If you've not tried this, this does, for me, hold my eyeshadow in place all day and it stops it from creasing. You can just put it on with the concealer brush, which I've just wiped off a little bit. And just while I remember, I'm going to use my Never Feather Lip Prime, which is the 3rd primer. And I'm just going to put that on now so it has time to dry. So this product is really clever. It stops the lipstick that you might choose later from feathering and bleeding upwards into those fine lines that most of us have as we get older. Okay, now let's talk about colour. Colour. If you are not sure whether you are warmer in tone, cooler in tone, or more neutral, then can I suggest that you take just a few minutes to go onto the Look Fabulous Forever website and to take the colour quiz, which will hopefully help you decide which of those 3 areas that you fall into. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use 3 colours for a slightly fresh New Year look on my eyes, and colours that I haven't put together before. So the first one that I'm going to use is called Caramel Pink. I'm going to go for Caramel Pink, which is quite light, because I've had a few late nights. I feel like I want something light and quite bright all over today. So I'm using the brush number 7, which is the slightly larger eyeshadow brush. So that's just a nice easy base. What I'm going to do now is take one that's just a slightly darker, but not very dark. It's one of our mid-ranges and it's called Rose Gold, this one. Just above the socket line, just to create a tiny bit of extra colour here, but it's still very, very natural and light. If you want to be a little bit bolder, I'm wearing green today, and I have decided I'm going to accent my eyes with green. And I love the forest green, which is quite dark, but I'm going to use it again quite sparingly with that small brush again, with a brush number 9. And I'm just going to go over the socket line as a sort of accent colour, and then I'm bringing it a little bit just down onto the base of my eyelashes. And this is something that once you've got the hang of where to put a darker colour, it opens up a whole new world of fun. So if you're cooler in colouring, you could do the same thing with pewter grey, which is not too dark, or you could be bold and go for something like charcoal or midnight blue. I'm going to again take the first eyeshadow brush, this one, which is the bigger one, and blend it well. What I'm going to do today for a slightly different look is I'm just going to use forest green on the top of my lashes. to define and make my lashes look thicker, but I'm not going to use an eyeliner pencil on the bottom. I'm just going to use the eyeshadow, which I'll show you. So again, I start on the outer edge. Little short strokes, slightly lifting the eyeliner upwards at the last lash. I'm bringing it a little bit further just for a change. Normally I stop right in sort of about the middle, but I'm going to bring it a little bit further in today. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to set it, and I'm going to use my wedge brush, this one, wedge brush number 8, and I'm going to take a little bit of the forest green, which was the dark green shade, onto the brush. Just go over that eyeliner, which will soften the effect of an eyeliner look, which is always good on an older eye, just to make it look a little bit softer, not harsh. And it also will set it because you're putting a powder on. So if you find that eyeliner moves for you, this will really help to stop it from moving. You see it's a little bit stronger but softer at the same time. Rather than putting on the forest green underneath, which I could do, I'm going to take a little bit more of the forest onto the wedge brush and just put a tiny bit underneath. So this product, I love it. I call this my magic pen. It's a clicky pen. Put a little bit underneath my brows, just to bring forward. And while I've got it, I'm going to put a little bit onto my top of my cheeks, like so. And it just gives you that little bit of, when you turn, that dewy, highlighted look. A little bit on my nose as well. Quite like to do that. I like to do it before, if I can, before I do my brows. A little bit into those deep frown lines. So I'm going to do my mascara, and then I'm going to finish off with my brows. And I'm going to use my eyelash curlers, because my eyelashes are very straight and I want to just lift everything. So again, this could be something that, if you've never tried it, it could be a New Year resolution to try to curl your eyelashes if you've never done it. The Look Fabulous Forever curlers are brilliant, and it's just doing it slowly so that you don't catch your skin. Light Lash mascara in black, waterproof today, this one. Just make sure there's not too much on the wand when you get it out, and then just build up your lashes. This would definitely be one of my desert island products, because somehow when you've got some slightly darker lashes, your eyes sparkle a little bit and come to life. And my lashes have definitely got shorter and have definitely got lighter. They've sort of, the pigment in them has gone. So I'm just going to do a little bit of work on my brows. Spoolie brush, this one. This is brush number 6, and just groom them. Bring back brow shape in, so this one is in blonde. I'm just going to give it a shake, and just, it is a paint. So it's a little brush with a paint, so it's like, and it's just brilliant because you can just fill in any little areas of your brows that have disappeared. And if you've got no brows at all, no brow hairs, then you can do this before you put your eyeshadow on, and you can create individual hairs and create a brow from absolutely nothing. We've got videos online showing you how to do this. I'm now going to take the spoolie brush again, and I'm going to just soften the effect of the bring back brow. This is an essential part of the whole process of doing your brows with this product. Give myself a bit of colour in the face because I've got some colour on my eyes now. My eyes are starting to look more awake. And I am going to use some blusher. I'm going to use my Desert Rose today because I'm quite pale. I want a little bit of colour. I'm going to put it on with my fingers. Oh, not too much. And then I'm going to take my blusher brush, which is my brush number 2, and just blend that upwards and outwards that way. Don't come too low with blusher because, again, as we get older, everything starts to come down naturally anyway. So what you want is I tend to start in about the middle of my iris, very slightly outward, and don't go right on that apple, go just apple, and so smile, and then a fraction higher. Then that's my start point, and I kind of do it a little bit like a teardrop shape. Lips on now, and I'm going to use my lip liner in Rosebery. Again, if you've only ever used a lip liner to outline your lips, try this tip. Actually fill in. So I'm going to start at the Cupid's bow. When I get to the outer edge, I don't go right into that edge because it can look a bit cloggy if you do. So, and if anything, slightly flatten it. It will have the effect of, again, lifting and making you look smiley rather than sad. So that's the outline. But now what I'm going to do is fill it in. A little top tip, a tiny bit of a darker lip liner, Strawberry, just on that middle third of my lip. You see that effect? Just, you can also use a tiny bit if you want, just to bring up this area. Now I'm going to use the lovely lipstick that is Soft Cinnamon. This, again, it will suit pretty much anyone. And I'm going to apply it with my lip brush number 5. So by filling in with your lip liner, you will never be left with that line. Last thing I'm going to use is a lip gloss, and I'm going to use Cinnamon Kiss, which is a warm one. And I just put it again in the middle, so that creates that little bit of shimmer and glamour. If you find you get lipstick on your teeth, take your little finger at this stage and put it weird in and out, and any lipstick that would normally deposit on your teeth will deposit on your little finger. It's a good tip. There we have the finished look, a new look for a new year. I've used colour shades on my eyes that I've not tried together. So let me know what you think. And also, if you have tried a new shade of eyeshadow, or if you've maybe used 2 eyeshadows rather than 1, or if you've tried to use 3 eyeshadows rather than 2, or you've used a new product like an eyeliner, or a different shade lipstick, we would really love to hear from it, because it helps everybody. If you put your comments in, people read them and think, yes, I could try that too. So it's really helpful for us, and also for all the other people that watch the videos, to get some ideas of colour combinations and new things that they might not try. So Happy New Year, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Maybe make it a resolution for the next month to try a different shade, a different colour, a different product, and be a little bit adventurous with all the lovely, beautiful shades that Look Fabulous Forever has provided for us. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.